Good morning, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Thanks for coming over to our tag shop today. We have a ton of stuff going on in the Innovation Cup, but welcome to Mondelez Cups. Who has never been to Mondelez Cups before? Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I'll tell you a little bit about it. This is an initiative of the Kauffman Foundation in Kansas City to engage in young entrepreneurs. So this is happening in 70 different cities around the nation right now. It's every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So if you want to connect with those people all around the nation who are doing this type of thing with entrepreneurs and small business owners, you can do that on Twitter. So hashtag #1FC, we're connected with all the Mondelez Cups around the nation. Hashtag #1FCLR is our personal chapters. Hashtag. We encourage you to be really active on social media, especially with our guest this morning, Go Running. Let other people in the nation know what she's done and how she's been successful in our community. I want to thank our sponsors, the Kauffman Foundation, for making this happen, the Innovation Hub, for giving us the space and the equipment to do this. And Ladies Coffee for providing coffee this morning. Giovanni's in the back, commences at happen every morning with coffee for the Innovation Hub. We're going to go ahead and kick it off right in the room this morning. Make sure we have 20 minutes of Q&A at the end. So think about things you want to ask Erin, and you can tweet them on social media, or you can just think about it after and ask her after the presentation. But this is a very collaborative, casual atmosphere, so make sure to think about something you want to ask. So this morning we have Erin Taylor of Go Running. Super excited to have her here. I love running. I know she does too. But they're located in the Heights. Are you guys familiar with Go Running? Who's been there before?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So Erin and her husband Gary are co-owners of Go Running. They opened in 2010, and I'm going to let her share the story with you guys this morning.
Okay, great. So I see a few blurry eyes, people kind of wandering in a little slowly this morning, and I just wanted to share with everybody that Go Running, is a running store, and running is a great stress reliever. So should anybody, if the election needs to just relieve some stress, I've got the right place for you to go. So thank you. It's an honor for me to be here. I'm Erin Taylor. My husband Gary was not able to make it. We had to divide and conquer today. We saw doing another running event this morning. So I'm very proud to be here. It all starts with Go. More than 40 years ago, a Willoughby girl from New York and a very fast boy from London found a talent and a passion for something. Both of us sort of accidentally, we were introduced to it accidentally. And we found out that we were pretty good at it, and it gave us a lot of great success in our life. It gave us confidence. We were able to travel to the United States and the world. It taught us how to win. It taught us how to pick ourselves back up after failure, which are great attributes to have when you want to run your own business. So more than 30 years ago, a Willoughby girl from New York and a very fast boy from London came to me in a place called Arkansas. And so my husband and I met there. We both ran for the University of Arkansas. Gary was one of the most heralded athletes ever to come to the University of Arkansas. He was a sub-4-minute miler. Had the world record at age 16 in the mile, the fastest mile. So he's very accomplished. At the University of Arkansas, I was on the first women's team to ever make a national competition, ever. That was the cross-country team. And my husband, Gary, is very accomplished and lots of accolades under John McDowell. He was the team captain. He was a fabulous miler. People call him Mr. Penn Relays. In fact, if you come into the store, you'll see a big Penn Relay wheel that he won when he broke the world record there. He is actually on the wall at Penn Relays for the fastest mile in history now. So it's kind of exciting. But he was on 8 national championship teams, and he has 3 Triple Crowns. So, which, if you don't know what Triple Crown is, that's where a team will win, like, in 1 year they'll win cross country, indoor, and outdoor track. So it's an incredible accomplishment. And if you guys don't know much about John McDonald and the winning legacy there, he is the winningest coach in the history of collegiate athletics ever, period, ever. No matter what sport, it doesn't matter, 42 national championships. So Arkansas gave us a lot of great things. And we loved being a hog and learned how to call the hogs and raised our family there. And we stayed in Arkansas. And we began to climb the corporate ladder. I had my own advertising agency. Gary was working at Walmart. We were climbing the corporate ladder. We were learning about how to run businesses. So I always sort of had an entrepreneur streak in me. I learned as much as I could, and then I decided that I wanted to get out and do it on my own. I started my own business, a marketing consulting firm, back in 1989, and I taught at the University of Arkansas as well. And Gary was climbing the corporate ladder at Walmart. And then we had an opportunity to come to Little Rock back in 2000. And Gary and I came down and we worked for Walmart, and and we became very integrated into the community here. And we both had wonderful jobs at Walmart, at Alltel. And one of the great things that I think Alltel gave us was terrific leadership skills. Gary was in the business side of the house, really strong in IT, but very strong in business development and business marketing. I was in the marketing side of the house and had strong leadership skills. And between the two of us, we had a great opportunity to open our own business. So we loved Alltel, wonderful leadership. Then Verizon bought us out, which I think probably people who live here in Little Rock. Did anybody work for Alltel? Anybody in this room work for Alltel? Mm-hmm. Great company. So when Verizon bought us out, we stayed with Verizon and we learned as much as we could from a leadership perspective with them, good company. But we decided that we didn't want to stay with Verizon. We decided, I mean, how many times in life do you get a chance to actually say, a husband and wife team, actually say, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? Like, we were given this great opportunity to do something, and we always wanted to have a running store. I mean, from the minute Gary and I came to Little Rock, he said, oh my gosh, this market would be great for a running store. The beautiful trails, you know, this beautiful outdoor, it's a nature lover's paradise here, being on the water, and the river trail was up and coming, and people were really active in this community. And over the course of years, you know, I mean, Little Rock's brand became known as being outside. I mean, a lot of the chamber and a lot of new business development, that's the brand Little Rock that way. So, so after we decided we didn't want to stay with Verizon, we opened our running store in 2010. So obviously the very first thing we did was we started with a business model. We reached out to other running stores. We leveraged our network. I mean, we were really fortunate, especially Gary, at an international level, to be able to reach out to some top runners around the United States and the world who had done the same thing. You know, they decided to open up a running store. So we talked to a lot of friends in the business, and we learned a lot. Went on visits and store visits, and you know, asked them a lot about inventory and turn rates, and you know, how to get a shoe company on board. You know, and it's actually really challenging to start a business. You know, I mean, you have to get your business license, and you have to put down an address before you actually have a brick and mortar place, and there's all these things that you have to answer when you really don't have the answers for a lot of that. And of course, you know, you have to have an infusion of capital too. So we leveraged our network, which was probably one of the smartest things we did. We developed our product mix and our budget. Location is really important. We spent a long time looking for the right location. We determined our target market and our audience, and that was, I think, a lot where I came in too, plus with a lot of help of our network, you know, what works and what doesn't. And we developed a business plan. And I know part of the business plan for us was being true to who we are and true and authentic to who we are. And there were certain things that we knew we wanted to have. Like, we wanted to have a location where people could actually come to our store and run from our store. We wanted to have a location where we could have a big space in the front, people could meet and talk and hang out, and we could have clinics. We wanted to have a location where there was enough parking. We wanted to have a location that had enough traffic. We knew that we had to develop a great name, and we had to have some strong branding, and we had to come out of the gate hard. And we had to find a couple of points of differentiation. So our mission is to help others live a healthy, happy life. It truly was our chance to give back to others, a gift that had been given to us. We were given this great gift that had given us our lives, literally. We had traveled to different parts of the world, we had scholarships, we went to college, we met each other, we met some incredible people. So running had given us our lives. And what a great opportunity for us to be able to share our experiences with other people and be able to give back into a sport that we love. And our experiences, passion, being genuine and authentic, really, really important. And I think it's the key in a business that has to be very engaged in the community. We have to live our business every day. You know, you can't fake that. You have to be out there, you have to be seen, you have to enjoy it, you have to love it. You have to have a good business head on your shoulders too. You can't just do a business that you love. I mean, I think any good business person would tell you that that's the perfect way to fail. You have to understand how to run a business. We enjoy helping others. That's a big part of our mission, and welcoming to all and having a lot of fun doing it. So, next big thing on the list was branding and communicating. It starts with a great name. Where the name came from, and Gary would tell you the story, but when Gary was younger and he was running in England, his mother used to shout really loudly. I get really excited too when my kids run, but his mother would shout really loudly and she would say, "Go, Gaz!" And she would scream, "Go, go, Gaz!" And so that stuck in Gary's mind for a long time when we were trying to come up with names. And we came up with tons of names and we invited everybody else. What should we call this store? What should we call this store? And we came up with Taylor Strides, and we came up with all of these other names. And then Gary said, or somebody said, "Go running." And we immediately were like, well, that's simple, it's effective, and being a marketing communications person, I like something that says what it is, a business name that says what it is, so there's not a lot of confusion. We also like that it was very forward moving. Go running is actually, you know, a command, and it tells you to go out and go running and enjoy yourself, get out and go. One of the smartest things that we did though was we actually put the exclamation point after the word go. So you'll notice that. And that came from inspiration from Gary's mother when she used to say, "Go, Gaz!" And he just felt that in his heart. And so a lot of people, when they first wrote it, and maybe you guys would too, you would say, "Go running," and put the exclamation point at the end of running. And we still see that. But the exclamation point at the end of go is actually a great brand identity for us. And we use that exclamation point. So we also we're fortunate enough to get GoRunning.com. We could probably sell that domain name for a lot of money. We've had people offer us come to us and say that they would offer us a lot of money for that internationally, but GoRunning.com is probably one of the smartest investments that we ever made. We're awfully glad that we have that. And the exclamation point, you know, the exclamation point rules, we've used that a lot, and we're starting to continue to use it within our branding. Like, you know, you change things up, you make it fun. You know, we've got a G exclamation point R, now that we're more well known, we've been around for 6 years. But we've used the exclamation point in our advertising, we've used it in our banners, we've used it on our hats, because it's an identifier with our brand. So I would encourage you to find something that is unique, like the swoosh. I mean, find an identifier that identifies with your brand. We started out, our tagline was Little Rock's run walk store, and then we changed it after a short while to your community running store. We still engage tons and tons of walkers, but we were really becoming known as a community running store, and that was in our heart who we wanted to be. That was our positioning. That is what we wanted to be known as. And so you'll notice up here all these different pictures of people running and people being engaged and walking and enjoying their life, and how our running store and our running community can help bring that to life. That's a big part of our goal. So a lot of things happened organically. And as a small business, when those things start happening, embrace it. It's like the most wonderful thing when all of a sudden you realize you have stumbled upon something. You've done it organically. It's something true to, it's naturally and true to who you are. And all of a sudden it starts to get legs beneath it. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it surprises you, but embrace it. because when that starts happening, that's telling you that you are honest. You're doing something right, for your business. So we have this great group of girls called the Go Girls. There's like 60 of them now. And it started out really simply and very organically, where a couple of girls said, hey, we would love to run for Go Running. We just opened the store. They wanted to run in the marathon. We'd help them in their training. We'd love to run for Go Running. And we said, yeah, you could be the Go Girls. And it just started spiraling from that. And it's become the most wonderful group of inspirational women. We say they're women of sweat and splendor. And then we decided we wanted to start designing some really fun shirts. One of the things you'll notice about Go is that we constantly have unique designs in our store, things that are true and that we own, that are true to who we are, and real fun things for people to wear. Sometimes they're about Little Rock, sometimes they're about running, sometimes they're just about a trend that's happening, in the market right now. So we become known with our t-shirts, and they sort of have become collector's items. So Run 501 was something we started when we were doing Little Rock Marathon, and we were like, hey, let's do something a little different. We designed Run 501, and it just took off like crazy. When we started putting it on caps and shirts and all kinds of stuff. And it's one of the few designs that we keep in our store constantly. Run 501 is just a constant. We've changed the colors. We've done all kinds of stuff that has become really iconic to our store. Heroes of the Year. So Gary and I can still remember the first time that we started this. We were sitting in an airport. We were coming back from a running convention. And we're sitting in an airport, and we read an article in Runner's World, and they were talking about people around the world and runners and the cool things that they've done. We said, my gosh, there's so many unbelievable stories that are coming right out of Little Rock. And the people that we know are doing some amazing, inspiring things. How can we honor them? And so we started this Heroes of the Year, and it's a countdown to Christmas, 12 days before Christmas. And we always end with a kid or something to do with children. But we started that, and Gary and I brainstormed it out, and it was absolutely so incredibly rewarding. But we could have honored like 100 people. We had this long list, and we were like, how do you choose? So we chose 12. Well, it absolutely blew up on Facebook. We could not believe it. And that was one of those things where when you do something that's right and honest and true and authentic, you get rewarded for it. And so we've embraced that. We've done this now 5 years, and we've got our list all ready for this year too. So this year, 12 days before Christmas, you guys definitely check out our Facebook page, because you'll read some absolutely incredibly inspirational stories about people in our community who are in the running, walking community making a difference. And the Gobler. Okay, Gobler's coming up. It's going to be one of the things I would like you guys to experience. The Gobler started very organically. We had been getting phone calls from people saying, oh, where's your local turkey trot? And we were like, oh, we don't have a local turkey trot. Well, I grew up in Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York, believe it or not, back in 1896, started the very first turkey trot. I've run in the turkey trot in Buffalo, New York many, many times. So when people kept asking us, hey, where's your local turkey trot? We started getting calls from all over the United States. I'm not joking you. Well, we said, okay. So that was the first year. We couldn't do it the first year. But the second year, we said, we're going to do something. And we contacted Little Rock Road Runners. We contacted the athletic club. And we said, we know you guys have these small groups of runners that get together Thanksgiving morning. Why don't we get together and let's do it from the store, and we'll plan all this out, and it will be fun. And Gary and I thought we would show up Thanksgiving morning. We'd have, 100 people there. Well, that first year we showed up, we had over 400 people there. And all we did was, it was a free run, and all we did was say, hey, just bring a can of food. It was for the Arkansas Food Bank. So we wanted to keep it free, we wanted to keep it fun, we wanted to keep it a big family event. Anybody can come. It's a traditional way to start Thanksgiving, right? Well, oh my gosh. So the first year there were 400, and we were like totally blown away. And then the next year we were like, well, we better be a little better organized on this, because we were just thinking it was just going to be a fun one. So the second year we actually had more volunteers out in places. And I swear it doubled. We had like 700 people. And we doubled in our food. So we started out with like, I can't remember, 500 pounds of food. And the second year, 1,500 pounds of food that we donated. And then the third year we doubled in size again. And last year, which was our 5th year, we had probably 1,500 to 2,000 people. We had, and for a free run, we donated 3,500 pounds of food, and we had some money that people donated, and we were able to feed 10,000 meals. How about that? 10,000 meals. So that is probably in my year's favorite thing we do. We do a lot of wonderful things and fun things in the community that are really rewarding. But you guys, if you do anything, come out to the Gobler Thanksgiving morning, 8 o'clock at Gobler. You will go home and be so happy. It's amazing. It's just a wonderful thing. Okay, so business strategy. You know, watch what stimulates your core audience and your new targets, but remember it's retail after all. So yes, you know, you have to have motivating offers. You know, we started a Run Rewards program, and we had to change that partway through based on financials. So, you know, start a reward program. Constantly looking at our product mix. We're constantly bringing in new products, you know, and we're constantly having to say, well, maybe this one's not working. Marketing efforts, you know, we stay on top of marketing efforts. I love marketing. And staff training is really important because part of our brand and part of our identity and who we are is to be incredibly knowledgeable. When you come in, you should, number one, feel incredibly welcome, but you should also know that everybody in our store is professionally trained and personally motivated to help you succeed, okay? It's all about the community. It's all about the community. Our tagline, your community running story. You're going to notice this tagline is handwritten. It's handwritten for a purpose, okay? Because we want to be organic, authentic. It's not typeset, it's handwritten. It's who we are authentically at our core, is to be part of our community. We do so much with the community and we love it. I think we get more out of it than we probably give personally. But we actively support 40 plus races and events a year. We do weekly store runs every Thursday at 6 p.m. That was one of the key things Gary wanted to do, to bring the community together. And so, and because of Go Running, all the other running stores in town now have community runs that they do, but they didn't have them before we started it. And we have never missed except twice. So one was because it was ice everywhere and like 10 degrees below zero. And the other one was because it was a heat index of like 120. But we don't miss. Come rain, shine, whatever it is, we're all there. And there's usually 40 to 50 people every week, and it's so much fun. So I would ask you to come to that. We do tons of fun stuff there too. You know, like we support every Thursday. We'll do something once a month at least that's like a prediction run, or go Red Nose Day, or we had a Go-Toberfest. You know, so every month we try to do something different, kind of fun and engaging, and we always have food and sometimes a little beer. We do lots of events like National Running Day. We do Run at School Day, Diva Night, Cross Country Spike Night. We go out to people, they come in to see us. We have a shoe recycling program where you can bring in your old shoes, and we recycle them, and we give them to our house, and we give them to CASA and homeless. Chuck's phone, his wife does that, and she comes in and gets our shoes and takes them out to the homeless. So it's a great way to be able to give back to the community, and it's a great way for our running community to know that they can give back to the community as well. Developing partnerships are really important. It's something I think that we've been very good at, and again, sort of happens organically, but you pick and choose who you want your brand to be associated with. So we've been lucky enough to be associated with some very big brands who are big advocates of us, the Capitol Hotel, Little Rock Athletic Club. Pick your brands you want to be associated with. That's very important. We're developing new training groups all the time. We did one this summer that was really fun. It was Go Summer Camp, and it was an 8-week summer camp, and we had camp counselors, and we had t-shirts that we made, and we had all these women came. There was probably 50 women that came every Tuesday morning, and we went running together. It was wonderful. And then we're starting a new one, you guys. If you're interested in trails and you don't know much about trails, we're starting one that's called Go Run Naturally. There's a Facebook page on that. You can ask to join that. And every Sunday at 8 o'clock, we're going to be meeting at a different trail around the community. And those are super cool and beautiful and a great stress reliever. Okay. Our big events. We do a lot of events, but we have 3. You know, like, you really can't have probably more than 4, you know, I mean, because when you really plan a big event for a community and you really want to make it big, It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of planning. You're still running a business, right? So in the spring, we did the Little Rock Marathon, and that really is all hands on deck. And we sponsor the Pacers. And why do we sponsor the Pacers? The Pacers are people that take care of the runners who have trained and sacrificed and have this huge goal. And the Pacers are the people that hold their hand and encourage them from start to finish. And that is who we are, and that is who we want to be associated with. So we've always sponsored the Pacers, and I hope we always will. Pacers are wonderful, wonderful people. In the summer, we do the Go Mile. How many people know about the Go Mile? Okay, so the Go Mile is a 1 mile race. We say 1 lap, 1 mile, 1 fast little race. It's down at the Clinton Library. For the past 3 years, it has been a national championship road race. National championship road race here in Little Rock, down at the Clinton Library. We have a record time of 4:07 for the mile on the roads with turns. So it's pretty fast and pretty hard. But we also have 7 different heats. So it's something for everybody. And the cool thing about the Go Mile is that you can watch dad run, you can watch mom run, you can take your kids out. My dad used to run with me every year. My father started running at 82 years old. He ran 3 Go Miles with me. And it's the most warming memories I think I will always have. And then you get to keep little kids in the mile. So, and you have an elite race. And how many times you get to see people running 4 minutes a mile? Not many times. It's absolutely amazing. People are screaming from the top of their lungs. It's just so engaging and hopefully very inspiring for everybody else that's there. It's a part of our goal. And in the fall, we do the Go. I told you guys about that. And we have one more in the works for next year that we're in the process of planning right now. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I can't tell you yet. But it will be fun. And best of all, we have a shop dog. So Cammie is a shop dog. She's from here, and she went through the Paws in Prison program. And we have people come into our shop just to see Cammie. It's interesting what an animal does in a shop environment. She creates a very relaxing atmosphere. Like she'll come up, first thing you do when you walk in the door, almost always, I don't know if she's done this to you guys, but she'll grab a pair of socks and she'll trot up and carry the socks to you. When kids come in, we give her a balloon and she will carry a balloon out to the kids and she'll sit and the kids will take the balloon and come out. We have so many kids come in and they don't even buy anything and they just say, oh, we just want to see Cammie. And we're walking by, we just want to see Cammie. It's like, okay. So, and we take her just about every day. So she's become, just a great part of our running community too, running, walking community. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good questions.
We'll go ahead and open it up for questions. You can just, kick it off. Yeah.
Great story. I'm here on the website looking around. So could you talk a little bit about the kind of the strategy of this? Because the word shoe and really the product and everything else that you guys sell is not, front and center and present at all on, your website and everything else.
Well, so coming into a running and walking store can be very intimidating for people. And the majority of people that we serve are new runners, young runners. We have a really strong contingency of people who are very athletic and they want to be engaged and they want to stay healthy. And they come in and we can answer questions at a very, very high level. We can help people train that are trying to move, half a second faster. So we have the ability to do that. But the majority of people that we see are newbie runners. And so we, it can be very intimidating. We've had many, many people say it's very intimidating when you come to a running store. So our goal is to make people feel very welcome, to feel a part of something bigger than themselves, where they come in and they don't feel like they're alone. They're a part of the community. And so when they walk in the store, we greet them. We don't shove things down their throat. We welcome them. We spend as much time as they want. And we also think our name kind of speaks for itself too. So in many things, we lead with the community. And we show imagery and things like that of people running and working out, and our name really ties all that together. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's a good question. Yeah.
Got a couple questions. One, you've got a pretty active charitable arm. Do you all have a separate kind of entity that you do a lot of your charity through, or you just do it?
You know, that's a really good idea, because when we very first opened the store, we talked about that, and it's something that I still think we might come back to. Almost kind of like starting a little foundation. Our original goal was to be able to put money aside to help kids who couldn't afford to go to some of these races, you know, and so we've still been thinking about that. But no, we don't. No, it still all comes out of the store. Part of our strategy of who we are and sort of our real mission. Yeah.
Where do you think you'll be 2 years from now?
2 years from now. Golly, 2 years from now, you know, I would hope that our brand name would be bigger. I would love to expand our store. You know, we will. I think, guys, we've looked at lots of different things from a business perspective. You know, you can't grow too fast. You know, you want to stay in business. You got to stay true to the core. We decided a long time ago to make sure we still stay and always stay as a running retail store. So not bringing in a bunch of different brands, not getting shoes that were too far outside of the running norm. You know what I mean? Not becoming inhibited sports. Staying true to being a specialty running store. So I hope we grow. I hope we grow this community. You know, I hope that we continue to have bigger and bigger events and create a presence. I just want to be stronger. I want to give back more to the community if we can. I'd like to have more people working in our shop. Bigger web presence. I'd like to have an e-commerce presence.
What's your most favorite event that y'all can part of so far?
The Armist Go. Honestly, guys, we've done so many. If I went back and listed all the events that we've done and all the places we've gone and the stuff we've done, I would have to say the Gobler. It's just the most rewarding, gratifying event. Like, everybody's happy. That's the other thing about owning a running store. So we came from corporate America, right? You know, a lot of stress. From the corporate ladder, a lot of stress. And you know, people get angry and you're in challenging meetings and you're solving problems all the time. When we opened the running store, everybody was happy. They would come in the door and you'd be like, oh, gosh. It was just a really great feeling, you know, because you're helping people achieve their goals every day.
So go ahead. Well, so you mentioned e-commerce, and that was kind of a follow-up with the, you know, the way the offices yourself now. Anyway, have you seen when, you know, Zappos and you know, I mean, Amazon's out of shoes, and you know, you've got a lot of online competitors there.
Right.
How do you position yourself against that? You know, both today and looking at that strategically as an e-commerce player. That's a nasty market.
Yeah. So there's a good question. There's two things. So first of all, you know, the shoes and everything, the technology of shoes just continues to grow. When somebody goes in and they just select a brand off the shelf, it's like 90% of the time they are in the wrong shoe. So what we do is we have an expertise where we will watch people walk, we look at their biomechanics, we look at their body, their feet size, their shape, what they're doing, form, fit, and function. We will sit with them and work with them and find the right shoe for them, for exactly them, who they are, their biomechanics, what they're trying to do, how many miles they're doing, what they've done in the past, injuries that they've had. You cannot get that off of an online presence. So what happens so many times is so many times people will buy a shoe and all of a sudden they'll come in and they'll be like, my feet hurt, my knees hurt, I don't know what's wrong, my toes are turning black and blue, my nails are falling off, you know. Well, it's because you've got the wrong shoe, you've been fit wrong. So our level of expertise brings comfort, allows people to have less injuries, because we fit you from the feet up. So we're putting your body in a neutral position. That's our expertise, and we've done it for a long time. Not only have we been runners for 40 years and have a passion for that, but we've actually been doing this. We're the oldest running store in Little Rock right now. So, yeah. What was your second part of the question? So that's one way. And the other thing is, a lot of times what you're going to find, and people don't know, is that the shoes that are on sale on Zappos and places like that, they're older models. They're not new models. We always have new models in the store. We know what the changes are. We know how to fit you. And if we have any older models, we discount them 15%. And we've always done that. So you have room rewards. Yeah.
So how many people do you have working for you, and what does a normal day look like for you?
So we have about 6 people working for us now. We have a store manager, and my husband Gary is there almost all the time. A normal day, we get there, if we don't have an event in the morning or we're not doing something in the morning, a normal day is we'll get up and run early or walk our dogs and then get to the store at about 9 or 9:30 and clean up from the night before. And then we just go around, set inventory. We see if there's any questions. We have different strategies every day for what we order. We do receivings, and then customers come in. And you'd be very surprised that once the day begins, like once you get to about 10:30, it's very challenging to go into the back room and do other work. Because when people come in, they want your attention and they deserve your attention and respect. And our goal is to make them feel very welcome. So we don't get a lot of work done during the work day. Does that make sense? We always have 2 people at the store, always. We'll never not have 2 people, because one person always has to back up, and it's a safety thing too. So we always have 2 people at the store. And then on Thursday nights, we start getting ready. We have people coming in on Thursday nights at about 4:30, 5 o'clock for the run. We start getting ready for the run, and then we have our run at 6, and we hang out till 8. A lot of times we have things that we're doing after during the weekday. So our day starts at about 6 and ends at about 8 every day, Monday through Saturday. We were open on Sundays, you guys, for a while when we very first had our store, and we found that it wasn't very productive, and it didn't we're a family-run business, and it didn't give anybody a break. And so we closed on Sundays. We're not in a shopping district that requires you to be open on Sundays. If we were, we would be open on Sundays, but we're not. And that was actually a really good decision, because we saw that our sales for Sunday were going to other days. So we didn't lose sales.
One last question.
Yeah.
How much caffeine affects your running?
Caffeine does affect your running.
Good or bad?
Good. I think good. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. So like if you're doing long distance, there is caffeine and/or natural caffeine in some of the products that we sell, and we can walk you through all of that. After 45 minutes, your body needs a little bit of boost. Your energy levels down. You need some carbohydrates. You need a little bit of energy. You need electrolytes, and we can help walk you through those products. But yes, I think a little bit of caffeine is good.
Can you talk about any challenges that you've overcome? I mean, opening a storefront is sort of burdensome for a lot of people. And I mean, did you go through workshops, or how did you decide to launch, and then any challenges that you faced?
Well, our business model, we were lucky enough to have a great network of people who had developed some running stores in the past. And being runners ourselves, we were community running store junkies. So like anytime we would go to a running community, you'd always go to their local running store, because that was sort of what you did. You got a flavor for the running community by going to local running stores. So we already had some business models in place. We had a great network of people where we could ask questions from. And that, I think, helped limit any type of big bumps and failures that we had. I think we just had to adjust what we've done. I don't think we've had any really big, well, we did have one. We decided we were going to do this race. It was a really cool concept called Go to Midnight. and it was New Year's Eve, and you started the race, you would start your time, and everybody would finish at midnight. So if you thought you could run 3 miles and it was going to take you 30 minutes, you started at 11:30. If you could run in 20 minutes, you started at 11:40. And so the goal was that everybody would cross the finish line at midnight, and we'd have champagne, and we, you know, everybody, and it would be like really cool. So it was called Go to Midnight. We did posters, and we did these cool mugs, like flexible mugs and all this kind of stuff. And we rented the space, and we made a big deal out of it. There were a lot of people that came. We had glow sticks, and I mean, it was really fun. But we quickly recognized that New Year's Eve people really want to party and have a lot of fun, and we decided that was not the type of branding reputation that we wanted to have. So we have about 100 of those cups left, and you know, and just some great memories from the night that we'll never do again.
So Kathy's okay with alcohol, so.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of others drink a cup of coffee in the morning too, you know.
Any other questions? Okay, so we end all 1 million cups the same way, which is by asking you what's one thing that you need to do to help you.
So I would love to, how you can help us, I've actually got 3 things. Okay. Of course I do, right? So I would love for you guys to come experience Go Running. We're in the Heights, we're a very welcoming store. I would welcome you and invite you, encourage you to please come in and see us. Please go through a fit process, see what you think, you know. Secondly, if you had a really good time and you got a pair of shoes, maybe come to our Thursday night run. It's a run walk, it's a community run walk. It's all distances, all paces. Every Thursday we've done it for 6 years. We've got different routes, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 mile routes. People come with sometimes pushing a stroller, sometimes they bring a dog. It's a really, really happy environment, and we have people who have become lifelong friends. In fact, people dating from coming to this together. So that's on Thursday nights, and that's, I think, if we were going to give back anything to the community, that would be our legacy. Is the people who come to that Thursday night run. It's been absolutely amazing. Life-changing things have happened. People have gotten married. I mean, it's like they travel together. They're out on the river trail walking, and people are like, "Hi," you know, because they know them now because they came to the run. I mean, it's just this incredible. We say we welcome them into the Go family, and that's what it really truly is like. When you come into Go Running, you should feel like you're entering into the family, the Go Running family, and we welcome you. And the third thing is, so come to the store and experience it. Come to Thursday Night Run. If you had a good experience, please give us a review. We would very much appreciate that on Yelp or Google or anything, you know, Facebook. Please engage with us. And the last thing is come to Go. Thanksgiving morning, get up, bring your family, get there about 7:30. It is the most awesome experience ever. You'll go home so happy and you'll be feeling better too. So,
How do people register for that one and then the Thursday night? Can you give us details about that?
yeah, Thursday night is free, and the Go is free. And everything we do is free, except the shoes. So Thursday night is free. Just come on. You can get there at 5:30. We have maps. We can sit and talk to you. Anytime we have a new person, we almost always introduce them to somebody else that's been there for a long time, and it's great. You know, and we all just chat and hang out. And they'll usually run with them. I'm always running or walking, so I can run or walk with anybody. So usually, unless you're really fast, you can go with Gary. And then registering for the Gobbler. That is just gorunning.com/Gobbler, Gobbler. And you'll notice we start a lot of things with Go, right? Good branding.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Announcements. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. We have 1 million cups again next Wednesday 9 a.m. in the tech shop in here. So next week is Global Entrepreneurship Week. It's also an initiative of the Kauffman Foundation. So it's a worldwide acknowledgement and celebration of entrepreneurship. So we have tons of things going on in our community, like 18 different events. I think we have like 8 or 10 in here. But so we'll have 3 presenters next week in here. Aristotle Labs, Gorilla Signs, and Max Farrell's company, Workpound, I think is what it's called. But anyway, we'll have 3 presenters. And then on Tuesday night, we'll have Startup Grind. Did anyone come Startup Grind last month? Cool. So we'll have it again. That's on the 15th. We're looking at 5. We have the G60 pitch competition in Conway, all kinds of stuff. So if you go to arhub.org and go to our events page, we have everything listed for that week. We have tons of free workshops in here that week. Also, Apple wants to partner with us to bring you guys support for kind of how to connect your company on the cloud and things like that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. They want to do it free of charge. It's kind of a support for the community and entrepreneurial people. So let me know if you're interested. They want to kind of have office hours next week just to help people. Any other announcements that you guys have? Okay, if you have questions about Global Entrepreneurship Week, 1 Million Cup, the Innovation Hub, let me know. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you next week.
So we're in the, I just want to make sure everybody knows, we're in the Heights. And it's really funny because when people will say, where are you located? We're in the Heights, and I'll say, we're between Tipton and Hurst and Sissy's Log Cabin. And then I'll say, we're between the flowers and the diamonds. Yeah,
I know you guys are.
yeah.
I've been
Yeah, thank you for your support.
Well, for my father, my college
Swain.
Oh, it's fine.
Yes.
On our best practice.
Okay.
Oh my God, no wonder I know you. Well, we know your very well. So we want to take a mortgage.
Okay.
And I know. Oh my God, I mean, I know. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Yeah.
It was watching.